Okay.
Principles and practice of selling. Principles and practice of selling. Selling is when you make goods available, accessible to the buyers or consumer or final users. So when you talk of selling, is when you get the goods manufactured from a company and make them accessible to the final user. Personal selling. Personal selling involves interaction, physical interaction, face to face. That's a personal selling. It's canvassing. You can move from one place to another, looking for the buyer, talking to the buyer, convincing the buyer, demonstrating the buyer. That's personal selling. Addressing objections, that is when the buyer is reluctant to buy what you are selling. That is objections. And how do you go about it? You try and understand the needs of the buyer, the objective buyer, the prospective buyer. Now, you field selling, that is you go travel. You can travel up country, you can travel to various states, you can travel to various towns selling the goods of the company, the merchandise of the company. That is now what we call field selling. Or traveling when you are traveling outside the company, even up country. Selling, when you sell the goods to the consumers or the final users, you are actually trying to solve the needs or wants of the prospective buyer. Now, also referencing, selling referencing, that is, you try to talk about who bought it and how it benefited. So that is, you can say, you can refer to somebody where you bought the item, so that person also goes. That's reference selling. And then for technically advanced items, companies need personal selling because of technically advanced items, because they have to demonstrate, they have to also to install, they have also to do what we call after sales service. So that is very important. That is technical, goods of technical advances, they need personal selling. Market situation. In a small market, you need to do personal selling. Small market, like let's say you are selling jewelry. You go to those dealers of jewels, and that's personal selling. Company situations. That is, some companies don't have enough money for advertising, so they need personal selling. They need salespersons or sales force to make goods accessible by the consumers. Consumer behavior could be because of lifestyle, also can be might require the personal selling. That's what you can convince the buyers. The importance of selling. It boosts the company's sales. There's flexibility. You can change the items according to how you have convinced the buyer. You can have tailor-made goods. That is, the buyer can actually order for specific sort of item, so that requires personal selling. You are in excellent position to convince and to interact with the buyers, and even they can end up buying more depending on how your approach is. Salesmen also encourage customers to act. Yeah? Salesmen also may do multitasking. That is, they can sell at the same time, disseminate information from the company. They have word of mouth. Yes, they can even install that is multitasking. So disadvantages of personal selling is that it's very expensive. You sacrifice a lot, traveling costs, yeah? Cost benefit, lodging costs, increased competition. You must work hard. So you end up telemarketing. That is, you try to you try to sell online, like direct mail and so on. So with personal selling, it means you have conversing, move from one door to another, and in need of making your goods bought.